All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Ken Loy Smith, and I'll be attempting the English Paper 1 exam today. Now, fun fact, I did not go through the paper. I haven't run it through AI. I'm just using my brain, and we'll see what we can do. So, I'm going to do a detailed video for now. So, get ready and work with me. So number one, each sentence has one underlined word. Choose the word which is opposite in meaning for the underline. All right. So opposite of avoided is definitely mm, contacted. I think it would be in. Well, I'm gonna say contacted because interviewed sounds a little weird. So I'm gonna just put. I'm gonna do this one. Contacted. All right. Number two, it seems probable that the country will maintain the curfew. Opposite of probable, definitely unlikely. Now, the affluence displayed in the community on the hill indicated. Now, affluence, I think affluence means that there's a lot of things, right? Yeah. So, wealth, abundant. So, the poverty, because it's economic, yeah, poverty. That's for me. That's what I'm saying. There was an increase in airplane travel after that incident. Well, it can't be increase. So fluctuation means up and about, definitely decline. They always displayed a lackadaisical. Lackadaisical is like you're not doing a very good job. You're just there idling, kind of, nonchalant, no interest. So I'm gonna say diligent. All right. Remember that you can work out the answers with me. Like, I'm not God, I'm not like the pro. So you can challenge my answers. All right. Now we're going on to this one. Hold on. It's the same paper. Yeah, it's the same part. So skip out that part. 6 to 10. Select the option that best describes each of the sentence and mark your choice on the answer sheet. So number 6, the sentence is too wordy. Oh, okay. If it has any cliche, if it's incorrect, or if it's acceptable. Although it was creative, the program failed because of a lack of advanced planning. Well, if it said the program failed because of lack of advanced planning, mm, I'm tempted to say this is okay. So let me come back and say this is D. Let me come back to it. Her friend told her to look for the good in the situation as every cloud has a silver lining. B. The reason why I didn't complete the assignment was because I had a stomach. The reason why, the reason why I didn't complete the assignment was because I had a stomach ache. It could be that this is redundancy. So let me choose A. When the clerk raised his voice in protest, his boss asked him to hold his tongue. Seems empty, definitely the one about cliches. B. He did not he did not looked as if he was. That's grammar. C. And I might be biased, but I think 6 is A, B, C, D. I think it's. And that's like. I think I like using all the options. I could be wrong here, but I'm gonna put 6 for D. I wonder what the AI will say, and then the smart people who I will meet on the internet. All right, we're moving down. Time is going. We're doing well. 11 to 15. Some of the following sentences are unacceptable because of one of those issues. Select one underlined part that you think is inappropriate and choose the corresponding letter. If it is acceptable, then choose D. Attitude. If Antonio's attitude changes, there will be a vast improvement. I think it's, I don't think it's this there. Um, yeah, it's like saying there will be. No, I think it's this one. Let me circle back to the circle board. I definitely think it's this one. Neither the books nor the pen. The rule is closest one to this, more than one pen. It'd be pens. So it'd be pens are, but it's neither the books nor the pen is affordable. The subject closest to the verb in that instance. That's what I'm thinking. The earthquake in Haiti destroyed many buildings, devastated the population, and was a catalyst for other disasters. Hmm. I'm gonna say no arrow. I'm gonna come back to you. As John listened to the lesson being taught, he began to lose interest. Since too many, okay, let's move on. Revise each of the following sentences according to the directions that follow it. Do not change the meaning of the original sentence. So don't change the meaning. Look at the option and best select one that best suits the revised sentence and mark your choice on the answer sheet. Alright, so begin the sentence with in spite of. Although the employee was cautioned, so them warn her about her attitude, she still never do it. So in spite of her being cautioned. Oh, the directions that followed. She continued to be impolite. I think that would be where it comes in. So, in spite of her cautioning, she continued to be impolite. In spite of she being cautioned, in spite of, I don't think it's D for sure. In spite of her being cautioned, she continued to be impolite. It's definitely between B or C. And I think I'm messy here with my grammar. This is her and she past. This is right. This is like how you write it. Active voice or passive voice. So I'm gonna say, hmm, why the exam so tricky here? So in spite of her being caution, who is her though? That's weird. So in spite of she, who is she though? Although the employee, In spite of in spite of her being cautioned, the employee continued to be impolite. I just like her more. So I'm gonna say her. I'm definitely sketchy about this one. I'm very sketchy about that one. After 3 hours of walking through the museum, the entire family felt in need of a rest. Begin the sentence with the entire family felt in need of rest. So now they're the subject. The entire family felt in need of a rest, having walked through the museum for 3 hours. Number 18, the cricket match ended abruptly when many of the spectators stormed the field. Begin the sentence with many of the spectators stormed. Many of the spectators stormed, so the cricket match ended abruptly. Many of the spectators stormed, but the cricket match. Many of the spectators stormed the field, so the cricket match ended abruptly. But getting, I think it's so. Many of the spectators stormed the field, so the cricket match ended abruptly. It's going to be alright, Mom assured me. Begin the sentence with Mom assured me that it was going to be alright. That there it's going to be alright. Mom assured me that simply it's going to be alright. Mom assured me only just. I'm gonna be very simple. Mom assured me that it was going to be alright. People from crowded nations cannot get over the accessibility of Canada's natural environment in all its magnificence. Begin the sentence with it is impossible for people from crowded nations cannot get over the accessibility of Canada's natural environment. It is impossible for people from crowded nations to be over, to get over. It is it is impossible for people from crowded nations to get over. I think it's to get over. 21. Each of the following has a word near us in meaning where at synonyms. It was impossible to rectify the error made by the computer since in rectify means fix. Sorry, I'm gonna read the whole sentence. Yeah, determine doesn't necessarily mean that you fixed it. Yeah. Cogent, the young man gave the most cogent. Hmm. Let me look what that means. Cogent. I think like based on this, it says reasonable, convincing. He gave reasons. If it has to do with reason, it's definitely gonna be logical for me. Unprejudiced. Unprejudiced. Prejudice meaning pride and prejudice. Hey, prejudice means that there is some type of bias. So without prejudice, I'm leaning towards impartial. Oh, there goes my dogs. I'm sorry. Yeah, my dog likes to make noise. Can you be quiet? I'm almost through the paper. Gregarious means outgoing. This is from Pokemon. Like outgoing, sociable. Yeah, yeah, sociable. The flowers grow profusely means a lot, abundantly. Ooh, it couldn't be wildly. Because that's more about how they grew in terms of order, but abundance. Yeah. Now we're reading a poem and then implied or stated answers. Unknown source. Taste of endless fruit. When a single knit when a single kite is left in evening sky and I stand black against its saffron, pulling in the night, covers with a single thread I think of you. When chickens search the warmth of a hen's wings, when bats break a calm lake like scissors on a farm fabric where a lonesome fisherman waits alone on the hill. Ooh, this is very poetic. There is a single kite left in the sky, most likely because it is late. I think like there could have been a gathering and now people are gone. People would have been gone because it's late. Single kite is left. Yeah, I think everybody has gone. I could be wrong. I could be too forward. On which aspect of the sky does the poet focus? Evening, black is saffron, night covers. I think it's the saffron is a color, and then black and evening. I could definitely see evening as a color. Of which is the poem? Of whom is the poem most likely thinking? Definitely somebody you love. Talk about warmth. It could be somebody lonely, but I think it's somebody. This sounds like a love poem to me. When bat when bats break a calm lake like scissors on a warm fabric, one says like it's a simile. Comparing two things using as or like. Boom, done. 30. The poet speaks of each of the following except there's no bats descending on the chickens. There was the hen, there was the loon, and there was the kite. Which of the following literary devices is used black against is saffron? That's a contrast. Metaphor is a direct comparison. Hyperbole is an exaggeration. Alliteration is the rhyming stuff. Black against is saffron. Isn't saffron a color? I could be wrong. But yeah, it's a color. It's a color. The poet's intention is to, yeah, I think it's tell someone he or she is missing him or her. And then it says taste of endless fruit. Like that's a detail there. Taste of endless fruit. Yeah, it's like this longing. And then taste and fruit, like that's longing, desire. Which word best describes? Definitely nostalgic. They're remembering something they had. Boom! Moving on. Oop, we gotta read something carefully and then answer some more questions. Let's read. The moment Aldrich stepped outside, Carnival hit him. and his heart grew big, and he felt a softness flow over him, and on the street the steel band and masqueraders were assembling. The months of practicing and sewing and painting and building were flowing together in stillness of the morning under the eyes of women and children who had awakened from sleep and dressed hurriedly to come out and watch their band, to see their people, to admire them and cheer them and to accompany them, to tramp the pavement while the masqueraders occupied the street as a sort of guard right into Port of Spain. It hit him, the red and black and gold and green, the colors and the feathers and the satin, and the people's faces with that look in their eyes, and the smell of cologne and face powder, and the smell of grease, and the look of wonder on the children's faces, and the little fellows with sailor caps on, and what reverence and what awe, as they alone in the whole world had the real eyes to see the real thing, to see heroes, to see giants, to see gods, and watching, fascinated by it all, as if he were seeing with the boy's eyes. Aldrich felt a tallness and a pride, felt his hair rise on his head, and full of brimming with furious tears, Aldrich felt against the fierce love and hope that he had doubted in himself, felt again a sense of mission, felt that yes, there was a place there for him, and that there was something to say yes to, and people before whom and on whose behalf he could begin the dragon. With a strong, piercing scream, he stepped into the street, his chains rattling, his arms outflung, his head lolling in a slow, threatening dance of the beast, so that the people of the hill turned to him, recognizing him, said, "Yes, yes, that is Dragon." Adapted from you, big up yourself, Earl Lovelace. And his heart grew big, line 1, means that he wanted to cry. Not really. I think he felt great pride. Yeah, he felt proud. He wanted to join a band. Maybe. I'm leaning towards B. Line 2 and 3, the months of suggested that preparations for carnival entailed a great detail of what? Months of practicing and sewing and painting and building. I think it's excitement. Could it be hard work? Practicing, sewing, painting, and building in the stillness. Painting and building for me resembles more hard work and excitement. So, excitement, I'm gonna come back to you. The repetition of and in line 3 is to, I think it's the continuous nature. So like Andy did this and that and that. So like that, the emphasis on how everything was done. I don't think it was boring or mundane. What reverence and what awe, bewilderment. Line 11. And what reverence and what awe, as they alone in the whole world had the real eye, and the little fellows with sailor caps on. I don't think they were astonished. I think bewildered is a better word. I could be wrong. Like they were definitely captivated, but I feel like bewilderment is like a nice word. But let me look it up. Oh, my bad. Bewilderment is actually wrong. So I would have gotten this one wrong. I have my dictionary nearby. I copied, guys, so it's not bewilderment. If it's not bewilderment, then I definitely think it's captivated. Yeah. Bewilderment means baffled or confused, uncertain. I thought it was bewilderment meaning like awe, but I got it wrong. My bad. The reaction, so -1 for me. The reaction of the people to Aldrich's dance was one of his dance. What? Oh, here he is. He had in a slow, threatening dance. I think they respected it. Yeah, approval. The last sentence of the extract gives the impression that Aldrich's dance is intended to be line 17 to 20. I think it's meant to be amusing. It could be cheerful. I don't know. His dance is meant to be arms outflung, head lolling in a slow, threatening dance of the of dance of the beast. His chains rattling. That slow, threatening dance. Can something be cheerful while slow? Could be. I think cheerful could work, but I just prefer amusing right here. In describing Carnival, which of the following sense does the writer not appeal? Definitely I could hear, scream, and I could see. So it's between taste and smell. Quickly going through here. Red, whatever the color, the feather, the satin. People smell. Okay, there was smell. So it's taste. All right, and we're almost finished. Oh my goodness! Another long part to read. Yes, we're doing well though. And then we're gonna end with oh, my bad. We're not ending just yet. Oh, we take an intermission break. Let me get some water and come back to you. And then we're gonna finish up here. Give me 1 second. All right, my students, I am back with a new music, and I'm so sorry for the break. Knees down and my hands up. Okay, ready? So now we're reading 41 to 46, and some people have suggested that every individual is born with a predetermined weight, sometimes called your sex spot. This implies that you have little control over your weight or body fat levels. In fact, you do have considerable control over your weight and level of fatness as evidenced by the fact that calories taken in diet and calories expended are the two most important factors associated with fat control. Nevertheless, research suggests that people are born with a predisposition towards fatness or leanness. I think this is important to remember. For years, some scholars have suggested that your body type or soma type is inherited. Clearly, some people will have more difficulty than others controlling fatness because of their body types and because they come from families with a history of obesity. But isn't obesity like caused by food as well? And maybe eating habits and patterns? I don't know. In fact, very recent research by a well respected team of scholars indicated that the body has a natural fatness range which is influenced by heredity. If you deviate more than 10 to 15% from this range, your body may actually alter its metabolism in an attempt to maintain your natural fatness level. But even these changes, are temporary. If you continue the behavior that caused the weight gain, eating more or exercising less, after a period of time, your body accepts your new weight as your natural level. Scientists overgeneralize okay, not to overgeneralize, but it's a factor to remember. Okay, the OB gene. In the meantime, more conventional methods must be used, even if you come from a family. Virtually all people have a natural level. Blah, 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 blah. I'm gonna read quietly. You guys can read along. I wonder if you can lose calories by thinking. I'm gonna research that later. Let's go on. According to the extract, a person's set point is predetermined weight. See, this is very tricky. Before their birthday, no, Papa, that's tricky, but no. What is the OB gene responsible for? Gene responsible for obesity. According to the extract, a person's BMR is the BMR, basal metabolic rate, indicator of your energy expenditure when you are totally inactive. Now, which of the following contributes to overfatness? I think all of them actually. No, basal metabolic rate. It's only one and two. My bad. Which of the following is the best way for an overweight person to obtain a healthy weight? A regular exercise. You see how they have indulge here? Yeah, that's tricky. Which of the following makes the information in the extract most credible? Use of research and statistics. Now we're at 47 to 53. This is an open request to try to find who is the brain behind traffic management in Paolo. Does anybody know? Big up, by the way, to the persons who wrote this. Charles B. and Ruth Lindsay et al. This is an open request to try to find. Does anybody know? I have tried. Okay, I'm gonna read quietly again. I can't bother read everything here, so. The writer's use of the word brain in line 1 is meant to. Line 1. I don't think it's a compliment. I think it's to make fun. Yeah, that's a subtle disrespect. When the when the writer repeats "not them" in paragraph 1, he's implying that no one wants to accept responsibility. He said it here. In fact, nobody wants to take responsibility. So I think he has been searching diligently for persons in charge of traffic. Ooh, not them. Is this a letter to the editor? No, it's not a letter to the editor. And he said I tried this, not them, not them, not them. But then he actually says nobody wants to take responsibility for certain decisions. So I don't know. I'm actually tied here. I think he, well, he's not implying, because he said it. So let me remove this. It could be this. Maybe I'm overthinking here. But I'm going to select D because implies, like he already stated up here that nobody wants to take responsibility. So I'm going to be mischievous there. 49 Stroke Street, line 9, line 7, and line 17. Nine, 5, 6, 7. Line 1, line 7, and line 9. I think they are examples. I think he's annoyed. I think he's being very sarcastic. What does resigned mean? Resignedly? Resignedly. To give up. To give up. No, it's sarcastic. I just checked. Sarcastic. The last sentence of the letter is similar to paragraph 5 because both of them, the last sentence of the letter, oh, it is a letter because both of them, who is this brain? No doubt a small man with a big car who has no name. And paragraph 5, lines 15 to 16. Oh, I think he is, well, that's not a question. That's not a question. He's not complimentary. He is expressing disgust. A small man with a big car. Wait, what? They do mention cars, but is that all there is? Is it so easy? I don't think it's that easy, but I think he's disgusted by the idea that it's these type of um classist persons who get preferential treatment. I'm guessing. The author of the extract is most likely to be a motorist. I don't think he walks. I don't think he's a warden or government official. The letter was most likely published in a newspaper, not a press release. No way to take on my burden and no way is taking a toll on me. Well, thank you for staying with me for almost an hour. It's almost 45 minutes. Let's go. So now we have our final article to read, which is in the form of an advertisement. Save the date. Creating safer neighborhoods. Here are some organizations who are helping. An anti-human trafficking symposium. They give us the date, the venue. They give us who it's commissioned by. And here's it again. Follow up, follow up source. When he uses the phrase save the date, definitely this one. That's a nice pun though. Save the date. I know, save people from being trafficked. Yeah. I'll put it in your calendar. Who would be considered the organizer of the event? In partnership with, I think would be Everon Cultural Center. Commission is not, I think it's in partnership with. Oh, it's not them. Oh, okay. Police Department of Florida. Where is that? Oh, this is the. Oh, this is where it is keeping. But here's the police thing again. FDWO. Hmm. Alright, let me come back to this one. The Jamaica Consulate in Miami. I just like to look for where I see them. Not see. Oh, I don't think. Yeah, but that's commissioned by. So let me come back to that. I could be wrong there, but let me come back to that. Isn't that when it's a commissioned? When we say commissioned by, isn't that like the persons who is paying for the thing? Yeah. I think like commissioned by, or maybe it's Female Development World Organization. Well, it's not there. Okay, too much time is going, so I'm gonna set this one. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna set that one. The phrase "in partnership with" signifies that both groups will be attending. The event is co-sponsored. The persons involved in both groups are friends. The responsibility for organizing the event is shared. In partnership with. Yeah, I think it's that one. In partnership with. It came up here. In partnership with. It could be co-sponsored. Co-sponsored. But I feel like sponsorship is just one aspect. But organizing the event might be both. Yeah, so secure the venue, seating arrangement is not all under organizing. The statements "get involved," "protect the children," reveal that the writer's intention is to force people to become aware, call persons to action. Yeah, I don't like the word force. Call. How does the picture on the poster help the reader to understand the cause of the event? That's a girl, and it looks like a man. This must not be gender biased, but this is actually true. Men targeting little girls, although we know that adults target young children, regardless of gender. Thank you. How does the picture? It shows that woman. It highlights the risk, showcase the helplessness of the victim. I don't think it's just artistic. I don't think it is it just women. Oh, that's a woman. Yes. I think it's the helplessness. I don't think it's that women are just being silenced, like they're being kidnapped. And that's the idea of being kidnapped, so you're helpless. But who knows? 59. Which of the following pieces of information is not provided on the flyer? The venue is there. How to get help from. Do they show how to register? I don't think that part is there. Do we see the venue yet? Do we see the nature of the committee's work? Yep, supporting. This is the nature of their work. In commemoration of that month. I'm gonna take a bold guess and say the instructions for registering. Let me look back. Anybody said to call or text to register? That says need help, and never says to register. Okay, so I'm gonna use this one. And finally, the use of the flags in the poster emphasizes that the symposium is designed for. Let me see the flags. Where are the flags? Oh, here are the flags. That's cool. Alright, so the flags are all of different Caribbean countries. It's designed for all Caribbean national community. Ooh, do we see any? Is it just Caribbean? I see Barbados. I see Jamaica. Is this U.S.? Trinidad? Is this? What is this? These are all Caribbean. Yeah, I mean it's a Caribbean. It says it right there. So I will say all Caribbean nationals. But I feel like international community is also true. Anyway, everyone, thanks for listening and bearing with me. Now, remember, I never said that I would get all the answers correct, but I think I did my best. I would love to hear your answers, your challenges in the comments. Take care, everyone. God bless. My name again, for those who want to know, is Mr. Kenloy Smith from Jamaica, and it was a privilege going through this year's exam with you. Bye bye.